Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Lodge Podcast.
Welcome, episode 16.
Yeah, 16. Here we are. We've made it past 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. That means episode 16, that is 1/4 of 64.
And that's
Episode 64.
Yeah, that's going to be another big one, guys.
Episode 60 and 64. Those are two big episodes. We got big stuff planned.
Stay tuned for those. We're still alive.
Mm-hmm. Barely.
So if
Hanging
if the Slodgers were wondering if their kings are still alive.
Your noble leaders are still alive. We unfortunately, we are, however, 1 week closer to death. Anyways, happy Tuesday, guys. Or Friday, whenever you're watching this. And you're 1 week closer to death, too.
Yeah.
You're going to die pretty soon. Maybe soon.
Yeah, I mean, we get on average, I'd say 300 views per episode right now. And out of those 300 people, I'd say odds are one of you is going to die within this year.
Yeah.
In 2025.
One of you will die. Well, maybe while watching the Slodge podcast.
Actually, I don't think odds are in that favor. I think one of y'all within the next 2 years.
Probably. Within the next 5 years, for sure. The odds increase heavily. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So,
So yeah,
who's it going to be?
Yeah, who's going to die first? If it's going to be you, comment. Leave a comment that says, it's going to be me. I'm going to die first.
Or the last one to comment in the comments, it's not going to be me. It's going to be you.
So everybody comment, I am not going to be the one who dies out of the 300 viewers.
YouTube comment section decides mortality.
Yeah, that's how you decide your fate. So yeah, but for now, we're all alive. Hopefully. There's actually no way for us to find out if you've died already. So.
Is everything real?
Probably not. Is anything real?
Probably not. So, I had canes a few days ago.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Haven't had canes in a while.
Yeah. What was the occasion? Anything in particular?
Just eating canes.
Yeah. I thought it was like a special. You're like, I'm going to treat myself for something.
I was just like, I haven't had canes in a while. And some good fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I think cane sauce. This is that one podcast.
Yeah.
I think cane sauce is the best.
better than Chipotle. Yeah.
No, I think Chick-fil-A sauce best sauce ever.
I haven't really dabbled much with Chick-fil-A sauce, but I really like the cane sauce though. It's very good. I also canes whenever I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get fast food like once every 6 months or whatever. It's usually canes that I go for because it has the best protein. Yeah. Because I just get the tenders and I'm like, okay, maybe they're fried and it's got a bunch of fat in it, but protein.
Yeah, I don't qualify like Chipotle and Cava and stuff as fast food because that's where if I would choose anywhere, I'd choose that because that's.
Do you consider Subway
protein.
Fast food? Because honestly, I feel like it's in the same vein. Like if you're making it, like if you're telling somebody here's what to put on it and they make it for you, I feel like it's not really fast food.
So you don't think like Jersey Mike's or anything like that either?
No, it just to me it's like those are like just sandwich shops.
Yeah,
you know? Like I think of them in a different vein than like a fast food place. Like I think of fast food as like you go there, they fry that shit. Yeah, I don't think like like you said, Cava or Qdoba or whatever. I don't think those are like fast food places. Somewhere they live in a somewhat of a liminal plane between fast food and whatever the hell else. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big circle and it's fast space food. And then within that is fast food with a dash in it. And that's McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Cane's. But within the bigger circle of fast food, we have sandwich shops. Right. Because it's still fast.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Honestly, faster probably than going to a McDonald's. Because just they make it right there for you. But everybody hates on Subway, but Subway is a good vibe. I love Subway.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we'll stop talking about food.
Let us know your favorite fast food place down in the comments below. I don't even have one. What is Chick-fil-A? I think Chick-fil-A is my favorite.
Oh, dude, easy.
Chick-fil-A.
Easy answer. Cane's is up there though for sure. Though.
Yeah,
I love Cane's.
Yeah. Which is really honestly impressive, the fact they have like one menu item and they are that good of a fast food place. And like most people unanimously agree, like, yeah, Cane's is up there as one of the best fast food places. Respect to them.
What's y'all's favorite fried chicken place?
That is a tough one because honestly, all of them give each other a run for their money. Like I think Popeyes is good in certain situations. Like KFC's pretty good in certain situations. So it's a tough choice.
Canes.
Yeah.
Life is still occurring all around me, and I'm trying to keep my sanity in order.
I don't know how. I don't know why it's going on around me. That's how I feel half the time. Right now, I actually a little bit disconcerted, I will say, because I have this thing in my ear where like I think it's just earwax got like pushed in there or something. But like my one ear, it feels like it's like filled up, kind of like swimmer's ear, and it's kind of hurting. And also like it is affecting the way that I like hear music and like hear stuff. And it's just really annoying. And so I think what I'm going to do is go to Walmart and get like some of those eardrops and just drop in my ear. But what I actually
I
did,
have some.
okay,
Swimmer's ear.
I might need to borrow those. Because what I did, I looked it up and I was like, how to get earwax out of your ear. And there was this lady that was like a nurse or whatever. She was like, put hydrogen peroxide in your ear. And just like squeeze a little bit of it in there. Like you put it on a cotton ball and then just squeeze a cotton ball. And then you just let it sit and like bubble in your ear for a minute. And I tried that. I didn't have a cotton ball, so I just used a paper towel. I tried that. It was one of the weirdest sensations I have ever experienced. Like, I don't know how to describe it to you. Like, it's just something you have to do. But it was bizarre, and it kind of helped yesterday. Like,
Really?
It kind of fixed the ear thing. But then it kind of started getting bad again today. So I think I'm just going to try the little drops. But, yeah, that sensation was unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Like fizzing?
It was, like, crackling in my ear, and it was, like, air was, like, being released from my ear at the same time. It was very strange. Like it just makes your whole body like tingle. It's a really weird feeling. So definitely try that. Actually, I don't even really know if that's safe to do. It was being recommended to me by like from like the Harvard YouTube channel from like a nurse on there. So I was like, all right, this is probably fine. But if we're not responsible for any of the damages that may cause if you try that, but it's something you got to try. I think it's a bucket list item to experience that sensation.
The second trick was guy from Reddit said pour bleach down your ear.
Yeah.
So you tried that after that.
Yeah, he said stick a gun in your ear and then put it to your ear.
The loud noises will actually reverse the hair follicles in your ear.
Yeah, exactly. So that might help. So yeah, that's the main deal that I'm experiencing right now.
Dude, it's scary whenever you have ear troubles and you kind of snap out of it and realize I've been taking my sense of hearing for granted for so
totally.
long.
Yeah, it's very scary because I definitely have had that thing before where you have like the tinnitus in your ear. And that happened probably in like middle school, high school a couple times to me. And it just felt like there was like water in my ear and I couldn't really hear so well. And like hurt if there was like loud noises or anything. And I just couldn't make music for a while. And it was very scary because when you're kind of what you do depends on your hearing. That's just like terrifying. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna go deaf. Like this is horrible. That's definitely, I think, out of any other fear that I have of like losing a sense, definitely hearing is the biggest one for me. Because like I can deal without sight, that's fine. Like I can deal without like smell. That would suck, but I can deal without smell. Taste is like kind of honestly, taste as a sense is not really super necessary because smell, like a lot of people don't realize that like smell is 95% of what people think is taste. Because the only thing you can actually taste is like salty, sweet, sour, whatever, like sugary. But like all of the other like flavors essentially that you're tasting are from your sense of smell. But yeah, hearing would be the main one that would suck because I just like couldn't listen to music. I don't know how fucking whoever was it, like Mozart, Beethoven, the one who was deaf. I don't know how they did that because that's insane. Like, I mean, I would probably still try to make music, but I would probably just get so frustrated that I would
Stevie
give
Wonder.
up. Yeah, exactly. But
it's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't mind though. Like, if I had to lose one, like I don't think I would mind being blind over the other ones because you could still hear everything and like I could still sometimes I'll play guitar in the dark to where I don't really see it.
Really?
The guitar, yeah. Like I'll just pick up a guitar when like my lights are off in my room or whatever, and I'll still be able to play. Like it'll be a little weird, but like I can still play. And I think if you were blind for a while, you would probably get used to it.
No, that is true. Yeah, it's just weird thinking about not having all the five senses.
Totally.
Well, really, it's only those two. It's just sight and sound.
Yeah.
That like relate to music, but
yeah. Who gives a shit about any other ones?
Yeah.
Touch would be a weird one. Like
Touch
imagine
would be,
like you don't even, that would be also a weird thing because there's like two ways of feeling touch. Like you actually touching something and feeling it, and then you feeling something touch you. So like imagine not being able to feel the sensation
I don't think you'd
of
be
like
able to play an instrument.
sitting down. Yeah, that's
You'd
true.
you'd have to stare at your fingers.
Yeah, you're just like playing guitar.
But
like
yeah, I mean, have you ever lost like touch on your fingers and it feels like you can't control your hand? Because like a lot of why you're moving
your hand like falls asleep or whatever, and you're like smacking your hand and it doesn't feel anything.
Because I feel like I don't think you'd be able to play like guitar.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to make chords because you wouldn't know that you're pressing down on the strings.
True. And also you'd probably press down on it so hard because you don't like, because that's the other thing. I wonder if you lose your sense of touch, would you also not be able to feel pain? Because those kind of go hand in hand, I feel like a little bit. Because like if I can't feel myself touching anything, like could I feel myself touching the stove? Like would I just feel purely pain?
I think you'd still feel pain because the information still needs to get to your brain that like this is hot.
Yeah, I guess so. But those are the same kind of nerve endings that you feel when you like touch it.
We are not qualified to have this conversation.
Yeah, definitely not.
Dude, I think if you touch hot stove, you feel hot without hand touch.
Hot stove touching bad? I should not do that? I'm going to try that.
This is what they came for, to talk about scientific things.
Exactly. This is a science podcast after all.
This is a science podcast.
This is the Huberman Lab.
Yep.
This is the new Huberman Lab.
Yeah, if y'all subscribe to Huberman Lab, just go ahead and unfollow him because you've got it covered over here, guys.
That's what you have us for.
We just listen to all of his episodes and then relate.
Yeah.
We like dumb it down. All right, basically, Huberman says that do cold in the shower and you'll be happy now.
Guys, and I've discovered that you should not look directly at the sun. It hurts. So don't do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, senses are weird, man.
Senses are weird. Yeah, in Nashville I had a moment like that.
Yeah.
Where I went swimming in, I think it was a dirty pool because like they hadn't cleaned it, but it was winter and I just got done with a lift and it was like during my whole David Goggins phase. So I was like, I'm just gonna jump in this freezing cold pool, and it was really fun. And then I got out and I had exactly what you had, where it was like swimmer's ear. I just I felt like I couldn't get the water out.
Yeah.
And then it was like a few days after that, I got up after working on music for a while and I like could barely walk straight.
Yeah.
Because I lost my, what's it called?
Like fucking balance or whatever.
Yeah, there's a smart word for it. But I don't know. But yeah, I lost that because this ear was going crazy. And then it started ringing and I've lost like some high-end information on my right ear, I think. But when I went to the ear doctor and they said your hearing is great, which is weird. But like I was still able to notice because I've just been working on music for so long and I do it every single day that I was still able to notice like I don't think it's perfect. I think I'm losing a little bit of information.
Right.
And then at night when like there's no sounds, I do have tinnitus.
I have that too. For sure. It's also very weird, like, because I'll usually have like a fan on or have something else on, and if there's nothing like that, it's just pure silence. It just had that low, like, hissing. Yeah. It's very weird.
It's gone on for like 2 years now, so I've grown used to it.
Right.
But my dad has bad tinnitus to where he'll have it even like out in public with other sounds, which I'll probably have that at some point, which I'm not looking forward to. Dude, tinnitus isn't like heavily researched upon, which is crazy because I think the stats is like over people 30 years or older, 2/3 of men have tinnitus.
That's crazy.
And tinnitus can be bad. Like it can really affect your quality of life, but it just isn't researched that much.
Definitely they need to research it more because like you said, so many people have it, and it's also, I think it's just one of those things where like, well, it's like not life-threatening, so we aren't going to put that much time and effort into it. Like, it's not like cancer, so...
Well, also hearing isn't restorative.
Yeah.
Or like regenerative. Because like most senses are, if you lose like touch on this part, you can slowly get it back. There's like a possibility of it. But apparently like hearing there's no chance of regeneration, which is just so frightening.
But then also, it's like... that probably is like that because they haven't really researched it a whole lot. Like, I feel like there's got to be, like, if they really worked hard at it, like, listen, I'm no doctor, no scientist, whatever, but, like, if they really worked hard at it, I'm sure they could find some way to, like, improve your hearing, like, some way to, like, fabricate the little, like, cilia or whatever they're called, like, hairs inside your ear. I don't know. There's got to be some way. We're living in 2025. We got AI, like, generated everything now. Let's AI generate some hearing for us, all right?
I agree.
But, yeah, so... hearing is scary, man. Getting old is scary, too.
Yeah, we're getting old, man.
Dying is scary.
We're getting so old.
Everybody will die one day.
I don't think so.
No. We never die. The Slodgers never die.
Yep.
Put that on a t-shirt. Slodgers never die.
Aliens come to Earth and say we can choose 2 humans to give eternal life. And they watch our podcast and they say...
These guys. They've been watching our podcast.
Yeah.
They're OG fans. They've been watching since episode 1. Mm-hmm. So the alien species that's going to come down and, probably kill all of human, maybe enslave all of humanity.
Yeah, well, we're both in touch with them.
Yeah.
They're planning on wiping out 80% of the human population,
right,
and then keeping about 15% in human slavery, and then 5% doing like creative stuff, because they still appreciate human creativity, because we do different. We work, on different levels of creativity than them. But they will be choosing 2 people for the whole eternal life package.
Yeah. But all watchers of the Slodge podcast will be spared, though.
Yeah.
If you watch the podcast, you will be spared.
Yep. So.
But you will probably be forced to do creative work in some way. Mm-hmm. Because these aliens who are going to kill and enslave humans, they are connoisseurs of art still.
Yeah.
They can appreciate a good piece of art. So
They appreciate a good Banksy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So get ready for that. That's coming soon.
It'll be fun. No, yeah, there's a lot of... Like they're showing us the building wrecks and everything, and the layouts of the new buildings they're going to be making for a lot of outlet malls, a lot of strip malls,
the human slaves.
Well, yeah, those two, but I'm mainly talking about the strip malls and and the hotels and the resorts they're making. So it'll be cool.
They're making hotels and resorts. Mm-hmm. They're just big into like corporate business. Yeah, they really want to boost the economy.
They're making a few timeshares.
Yeah, exactly. They're investing in the stock market.
No,
all their companies are going to go public. So. Mm-hmm. It'd be a fun time, except for the majority of people die.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. But they don't watch the Slodge podcast anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. They can die.
And
somebody just died there. That was a crazy noise.
Oh. Yeah. All right. What have we been listening to?
What have I been listening to? The first thing that comes to mind for me, I was listening to some Caleb Cruz, actually. He dropped a little EP.
Got some bangers on there, man.
Yeah, I was listening to that. The beats are really good. I like the little like breakbeat stuff he's doing. Mm-hmm. So I've been listening to that. I've also been listening to, I just forgot the other one that I had in mind.
Coleman Payne.
Yeah. No. I actually, a song came up from that guy, Coleman Payne, and I said, do not recommend, exclude from my taste profile.
Yeah.
No, I actually have been listening to, I was listening to Northern Lights, because that was one of the ones that I didn't really listen to that much off of the album. And then I heard like one of your videos with a snippet of it, and I was like, oh, this song's actually really good. I forgot how good this is. But no, the one I was going to say was Wonder Horse. I'm listening to some Wonder Horse.
Is that a band?
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of them.
You should listen to them.
Wonder Horse.
Logan's a very big Wonder Horse fan. They saw them in concert, and Logan said it was like the best show he's ever seen.
Really? That's sick.
Wonder Horse they're kind of popping off right now.
Indie rock vibe?
I wouldn't say indie rock. They're like harder, like heavier rock. Mm-hmm. Definitely like indie, but like when you say indie now, it doesn't mean like independent. It means like a specific sound. Like you think of like Mac DeMarco and Men I Trust and shit. They're not really like that. It's more like
now heavier. Indie rock is like has heavy ties to bedroom pop. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot softer. Yeah. But used to indie rock definitely was more just like independent rock bands.
Yeah, rock bands that don't have a label essentially. But so Wonder Horse is really good. Hop on the Wonder Horse train right now because they're dope.
I'll check them out. Wonder Horse. I've been listening to Geskull. So Geskull was one of an artist that I listened to when I first started getting into like bedroom pop indie vibes, and I don't think he's dropped a song for like 4 years.
Wow.
Except for he dropped one song recently, I think 2022. But he hasn't dropped music in a while. But I listened to a lot of his songs that I haven't heard. Mm-hmm. He's got one really famous song. I forget what it's called, So She Said or something. And that was like a kind of like a bedroom pop staple. Like there were a lot of bedroom pop staple songs, and that was one of them. But I haven't listened to the rest of his discography, so going through those, there's a lot of good songs. So, but he doesn't have a lot of music. Also, Whatever Dad. It's been on repeat.
Whatever Dad said.
I have some Whatever Dad like phases. Where I'll just, because all of their songs are kind of the exact same vibe. So when I listen to it, I just like kind of stay in that space for a few days.
Yeah.
And just listen to that kind of vibe.
Totally. You know who also just dropped a song after not dropping a song in like 6 years was Jacob.
I saw that. I was gonna mention that too. Yeah, and I like it a lot.
Yeah,
really good.
Part of it's in French, which is a little weird, but
yeah,
I like the way it sounds.
No, the production's really really cool. I made a tutorial on him. He was one of my tutorials.
That's sick.
That was when I was making the worst beats ever.
Yeah,
and all the comments were, "Hey, dude, you just wasted 20 minutes of my day."
Yeah.
I should have skipped to the very end to see what you were going to make before I watched the tutorial.
That's on them, though. Let's be honest. Like, if you don't watch a tutorial and immediately skip to the end to be like, okay, this beat sounds like what I want it to, that's your fault. But yeah, I definitely made a few of those too, where I would just make a beat and it just sounds nothing like the thing I'm trying to make. And they're like, okay, this is cool. Like if I'm trying to learn how to use the program.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't sound anything like I want it
to. There's still like valuable information on how to use Ableton.
Totally.
But not how to make a Jacob Akawaka.
Yeah. Jacob Akawaka.
Yeah, he changed his name too. It's now just Jacob.
Yeah, I think probably for that reason. Some people are going to be like, Jacob Akawaka. Yeah, so Jacob Akawaka, definitely check him out. Check out his old music because he was one of the first indie artists that I discovered, like alongside Men I Trust and Bandsire and all them. Like I discovered them all pretty much at the same time.
He was one of the OGs.
Yeah, Jacob Agua. Jacob Agua.
You've been working on an album.
I have been working on an album. I've been working on it for a long time, since probably like November, or maybe even like a little earlier, like August or so. One of the songs is or two of the songs I think are from back in August. But it's been a long process, but I just kind of am like, I want to get this thing done and finished. So I've been kind of diligently working on it for the past couple days. And I'm pretty close to finishing it. So that's exciting.
Very hype.
I'm excited to just like get it done and over with.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice. That'll be fun. Pretty cool.
How many
cool
songs?
Beans. It should be 8 songs, 6 new ones, 2 that I've already released.
So it'll be an album.
Yeah, I suppose.
Debut album.
Yeah,
that's hype.
Yeah, pretty sick. It's weird because there's a lot of moments when I'm like, this is just like instrumentals, but they're like very well like thought out and everything. And also the thing that I figured is like, people have listened to my other ones that were just instrumentals because like so much
and a lot of people like them.
Yeah, like so much of my brain is like, oh well, nobody's gonna listen to this shit because it doesn't have vocals on it. But like, I don't know. At the end of the day, the other part of my brain is just thinking, well, I'm just dropping this because I enjoy dropping music and like releasing it to people. And if people enjoy it, that's cool. But like, if not, then whatever. And I think that's kind of the mindset that I've had through this whole thing is like, just getting it out there and just being happy with just making stuff, you know?
Yeah. Totally.
So yeah,
I mean that's what gives us like our authenticity is following that.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Because if you had the thought of, oh, people aren't gonna like this, most people like vocals on their songs, I'm just gonna save them for some other thing, then you never would have dropped it.
Yeah, and
not following that, you'll just be the most basic music producer ever. Yeah, exactly. You'll be like the most basic artist ever. You'll just make, cookie cutter music. So, and I think a lot of the Slodgers, they really appreciate how like raw and authentic we are on all these platforms. Right. There's a lot of other creators that are like that too, and I think YouTube is just leaning in that direction, and music in general. I feel like probably 20% of music is leaning in that direction. 80% is leaning in like the most just sludge of music, which I hate.
I think when everybody is being authentic and just being truly themselves, it allows the audience to pick who they just actually like the most. Because when everybody's being this like, what's up guys, welcome back to another blah blah blah, it's kind of like, okay, everybody's exactly the same. I can't really like pick and choose. It's just kind of who makes the best video. But when it's more based on whose personality is just cool and I vibe with, it makes it a lot more authentic, and it makes building an audience a lot more authentic that way too, I think, because people just gravitate towards the people that they enjoy watching. Yeah. Which is cool. So I like the fact that YouTube's moving in a more like real direction, which I mean, your album video completely showed that, how like people just want to see like real content now, which I think I really like. I love that. I love the fact that you can make a 40-minute video with like, some clips that are, 30 seconds to a minute long.
Yeah.
And it gets, like 15,000 views. Whereas like in our heads before, we'd be like, well, the retention's not good. And like we have to like make a thumbnail that, catches your attention and all this stuff. But like just breaking all the rules of YouTube works perfectly fine too, and honestly worked even better than following all the stupid YouTube rules.
Yeah,
because it's how you stand out from people. I think everybody's trying to do the like you gotta abide by this YouTube guideline and this and that, and if you're doing that, like you're just blending in with the crowd, which is never good.
I used to like watch those videos and take them seriously, the ones where it's like, all right guys, I figured it out. So what Mr. Beast does is within the first 20 seconds he has an explosion, and then like, and I used to take those seriously and be like, okay, how can I make this tutorial catch everybody's eye? And it worked. Like I did that exact same method on my Phoebe Bridgers tutorial. And that's one of my highest, like people really like that tutorial just because like I start it with, this is what's going to happen. And I show a bunch of stuff. And then there's like this super catchy intro and stuff. But I'm just so over that now. I think like movies are probably my favorite art form. Actually, it's probably music. But it's movies and music also go very hand in hand. But
totally.
Because
I mean, a movie without a good soundtrack is
like 50% in my opinion. I just watched Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That soundtrack is so good.
There's so many movies where like the soundtrack makes it for me. And also, I think the same thing with games too. The reason that I love both Stardew Valley and Minecraft is because they have amazing soundtracks. So I think honestly, music and honestly just any art form all blends into each other because that's the same thing with Stardew Valley as well. The artwork is so cool, and like it all intertwines. So I think just all art is important. But you're saying movies.
I mean, like I've just always been such a fan of movies. I'm a big movie buff guy, and for me to like make tutorials, which I'm still gonna make tutorials on my other channel, which I'm really excited about that one. Those videos are doing well. But on my main channel, like, I don't want to watch this movie and be so inspired by it and it be like super cinematic and all these things. And then I have to go into my editor and like edit this tutorial. Like I want to make the things that inspire me the most, both in music and in videos. And my mom recently called talking about the video I just dropped. And she was like talking about how well it's doing and stuff. And then she said, like the first 40 seconds you're not even on the screen, which is true because like the first 40 seconds it's just a blue screen, and there's just text. And I think that was a really cool way to let the people know this is what you're gonna get, and there was a comment which was a really cool comment, and it said, a lot of you will find this, they're like quoting me from the video, a lot of you will find this slow and boring, I don't care. And they put that in quotations, and then they said immediately liked.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is really, really cool. Like that's the kind of person I'm reaching out for in my videos now.
Totally. And I think that's how to do it, Like you're targeting the audience that you actually want to have instead of the audience that is like 12-year-olds who watch Mr. Beast content. So I think that's a huge thing for anybody doing YouTube is like you want to think of the audience that you want to be watching your content and make the content that attracts the audience you actually
understand your audience. Because what I was doing is my audience was people who really appreciate art, whether that's music or movies, and mostly music because that's what my content was geared toward. And that was my audience, people who really appreciate music on a level that most people don't. And I was treating them like Mr. Beast viewers. Treating them like the most generic YouTube viewer ever. Instead of realizing like, oh wait, my audience actually wants kind of exactly what I want. Which is so encouraging.
And also the thing is too, it goes back to kind of the authenticity thing you were talking about. Whatever works for Mr. Beast is not the same thing that's going to work for everybody else because we're not Mr. Beast. Like we're a totally different human being. So just because something works for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And that advice is advice that people give in every other facet of life. Like whether it's like fitness advice or health advice or whatever, what works for somebody, one person might not work for you. The same thing with YouTube or the same thing with music or same thing with anything you do. Your thing that works for you is going to be your thing.
Well, one of my favorite quotes is like millionaires, billionaires preaching on how they have found success. All they're doing is reading their winning lottery ticket number. They're just saying, this was how I did it. This is my ticket number. And it's like, you can't really replicate that.
Right.
There are like stepping stones that you can follow to get to chase after success, but 80% of it is luck.
Yeah, exactly. And also the thing is, you can very well go to school and get a job, like be a lawyer and then buy a house and get married and all that kind of stuff. Those are like the typical path that you're going to follow. But if you are an entrepreneur or if you're a musician or an artist of any kind, your path, there is no instruction manual.
Yeah.
There is no like, here are the stepping stones, here's what you do, here's how to go about it. You just kind of like do it and figure it out. And like other people that have done it, that's not going to work the same way for you. Like the same way it worked for Billie Eilish, we can't do that same thing. Like we don't have the same upbringing. We don't have the same...
We don't have a dad who is part of a record label.
Yeah. We don't have rich parents. So, I mean, and that honestly, that is the thing. Like some people might just have like wealthy parents that can provide you with like everything you need to pursue your art career. You might not have that, or this person might not have that. So everything about you is different from everybody else, which is, like you've said before, that's why you're able to even make the art, because you have your own unique human experience.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, at some point, you will need the skills. At some point, the luck only gets you so far.
Totally.
And if you've been riding on luck for like 5 years to become like this touring artist, and you, over those 5 years, you haven't developed the skills, then you will like crash and burn. But the luck can get you far, and while you're kind of riding on some lucky things to strike, you can also be building up the skills. So it's not like just throw a bunch of things at the wall and never develop your skills.
Yeah. And conveniently, the luckiest people are the ones who are the most consistent and the most diligent with working on the things that they're working on. Because I think there's a lot of it that is luck and chance and whatever, but like you can increase your luck by just working hard and putting yourself in the right position. It's like, you know, good moves are made from good positions, kind of a thing. So set yourself up the right way for success.
All right, Slodgers, as y'all know, we answer your question on these podcasts. So if you've been having a question,
where do babies come from? We'll answer that.
That could be one of them. If you've just been, if it's been gnawing at your heart strings and tissue, then
your cardiac tissue,
then go join the Discord, drop a question in the Ask Us Questions channel, and we'll get right into it and shout you out. We're going to be kicking this episode off with Radi. They say, if you guys could collab with one other artist / band, who would it be?
Far Caspian.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick. Far Caspian, really cool. Also, Logan Bowden would be really cool because like he's just awesome.
Location wise, would be sick too.
Yeah, doing his little studio. Be sick.
Just talk to him because we chat.
We're chill. We're on a first name basis.
I think he does that to everybody, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like really responds to DMs. But I was talking to him about mixing and mastering. He mixes and masters all of his music.
Yeah.
Which is like so encouraging as somebody who does it themselves, and knowing that it takes probably 60% of the time when I'm making a song, mixing and mastering, and thinking to myself, like, is this worth it? Should I try to find an engineer?
Yeah.
And then for somebody who has the success that he has and also the sound that I really look up to, for him to do it himself is really sick.
Totally. Did he give you any tips and tricks on mastering?
He didn't. I don't need him.
Yeah. He actually ignored my message. I was talking to him, but he wasn't talking back.
No, I was like, hey, dude, do you mix and master? He said, yeah. And I was like, cool. It's not very good. Here are a few tips.
Yeah. And then it's like a ChatGPT generator paragraph response.
Be sure to aim for -13 LUFs.
Yeah. Most streaming services come in around -13 LUFs. They start compressing your tracks. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be funny. No, yeah, Logan would be sick, especially just his little crib.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to go up there.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be super inspiring just being like up in the mountains and everything up there. So yeah, Far Caspian, Logan Bowden. I would love to collaborate with Claro and Lacey McAlpine just because like their sound is so cool.
I think that'd be super cool if we produced.
Yeah.
Like maybe we helped with writing a little bit.
Yeah.
But honestly,
I don't care about writing. Like,
I don't want to step on their toes. Like they're much better writers than we are. But I think just like watching Lizzie's documentary. Also, I say all these artists' first name because
We're just chill like that.
We're just chill like that. But seeing her documentary, where she got those two producers to help her with that album is just like one of the coolest YouTube videos ever.
I also would love to work with both of their producers for both those albums. That would be awesome as well.
That would be sick.
I mean, honestly, any of those guys, and like that's artists, like big name artists aside, I would love to work with all the guys behind the scenes, you know, like all of the dudes. Because obviously Farcasby and Logan Bowden both do everything themselves. But like for Claire and Liz McAlpine, they have like producers and stuff.
Yeah.
Working with their producers would just be so awesome because like both of those guys in the Liz McAlpine documentary were just like musical geniuses. Yeah. Like they were just awesome with everything they do.
Yeah, I mean, they're just at another level than we are. So I think it's really cool that we do everything ourselves and it's like super authentic. Yeah. But also showing up to people who are just that skilled and being able to say, okay, we wrote these few songs. What do you think we should do with them? And then having them like have 50% of the sound in the album would be very, very cool.
Totally. Yeah. So those are my answers. You have any other ones?
Just hanging with a dude, Mac DeMarco.
Yeah, totally. I actually would love to collab with him too because I think his sound is so cool, and also just being able to like obviously working in his studio because his little like garage studio is so awesome.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that I like. It's the classic thing where like I'm gonna say a few names and then go back and be like, oh, but this one would be cool too.
Yeah,
like, obviously Men I Trust would be really cool to work with.
Men I Trust would be sick. Being in one of their little garage sessions.
Yeah,
that'd be badass.
It'd be awesome.
Gregory Allen.
That'd be really cool.
He's been doing a lot of collabs.
I saw that.
He usually never did collabs, but he's been in like a collab mode.
Yeah.
And I think he noticed like how his streams have spiked up ever since he started doing that. Because I think ever since he hopped on Noah Kahan's deluxe version, he did Paul Revere, which their version together is better than the original just because Gregory Allen's my favorite artist. But I think he noticed like a lot of people were listening to his music.
Yeah.
And I don't think he takes it that seriously until that happened. He's like, oh, wow.
Like, oh, I should probably do more of this.
I should probably do more of these.
Yeah.
Getting a few more tickets. So he'd just be so cool. Also going to his farm and stuff like that. Like, half of these answers, I just want to hang out with these people.
Yeah, exactly. That's really, honestly, a big part of it. Because, like, if you're making music with them, you will have to hang out with them for, like, a long period of time. So,
very
like,
true.
You want somebody who would be cool to hang out with. Like, there's definitely artists out there that, like, would just not be very enjoyable to hang out with. Which is, I think a lot of the mainstream artists out there.
Yeah. Billie Eilish and Phineas would be sick.
Yeah.
Because they are, like, we dog on them a lot because it's funny to make fun of nepotism, but that would be so fun.
I don't know if we're allowed to. I don't know if anyone else is allowed to work with Billie Eilish. I think.
Oh yeah, true.
I think
true. Never mind.
It's an exclusive.
His brother's just like staring at us the whole time.
Yeah, we go to like touch a keyboard. We're like, I have an idea. He's like, no, you can't touch that.
Or we're like, what if we did this melody? We play it, and then he's like, hold up, let me do something. He walks over there, plays the exact melody. He's like, I like that.
Yeah. He only records the one that he does. Yeah, that would be fun though.
Yeah.
Phineas became like the producer, which is so crazy. I was watching something, I don't remember what it was, but somebody was saying that they were going to music school, and in music school they mention Phineas.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, oh, if you guys want to be the next Phineas, you got to like do this. Because it's funny how the whole music industry in general has gone from working in a studio and doing the whole professional thing, using a mixing board, to like, you're like a home studio musician now. And like even the school is like, okay, I guess we're just on that vibe now.
It's so cool because it validates us.
Totally.
The fact that the producer that they mention is using Logic is kind of unreal to think about.
Totally.
Not hating on Logic, guys.
Yeah.
I do think it's tier number 3 out of the top 3, but it's
SoundLodge DAW tier list.
We wouldn't be able to agree on number 1.
No. Actually, no, I don't think FL Studio is number 1. I wouldn't put it number 1. I think I haven't really used Ableton extensively enough, but I would say Ableton's probably the best one. Just because of like what you can do with it. Like not what I can do with it, but like what somebody who's proficient with Ableton can do with it. I would say it's the best one.
Oh, I mean, I only use 20% of its capacity.
Yeah.
Like it was made for EDM, like electronic producers, which is really cool to think about. The fact that it's also, I think, the best DAW for people recording live instruments. It's just, its recording format is so sick.
Totally.
But, yeah.
Dude, that's how I feel about everything I do. I'm like, I am only using like 10% of whatever that I could possibly be doing. Like I open up Serum and I'm like, there's so much more that I don't even know how to get there, but there's so much more that I could do. And like same with FL Studio, even like I feel like I've done a lot of stuff in FL Studio, but there's so many weird little things and like little record tracks that I didn't even know you could do, or like things you could rename and like little shortcuts and hotkeys. And I'm like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
It also pertains to mixing too.
Yeah.
A lot of times I watch mixing tutorials and I think to myself, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like I only use really like 2 buses on my mixes, and like the fact that you can group and bus and have different sins, like I'm not experimenting with that at all.
That's the thing that's scary about mixing too, is that there are just completely different ways to mix a song entirely. Like I remember before when my old process for mixing a song was just completely wildly different from how I do it now. And there's a bajillion other ways that you can do it and go about it, and like the levels that you start with versus like how you finish, and like the your signal chain and all that kind of stuff. There's just a million different ways to skin a cat, as they say, in every possible thing, whether it's mixing or also like when I play instruments too. I pick up a guitar and I'm like, I could be doing more with this thing. I don't know how to get there, and I don't know how to do it, but I could do more.
That's so true.
Even on drums, I'm like, I want to do just like cooler stuff, but I can't. Like it's like I'm like capped off at a certain level.
Yeah, I feel that whenever I record guitar melodies. I feel like I play the exact same thing every time.
Yeah.
Which I don't, because like I know that I play different melodies, but like I feel my ceiling every time I solo.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly where my playing is hitting, and I just can't cross that gap.
Yeah. Like I want to shred, but my body doesn't allow me to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is funny. And I think honestly, it's kind of, that could be an inspiration thing for somebody out there. The fact that like, we just have no idea what we're doing. Like,
oh yeah.
I just like, honestly, if people think there were some like masterminds that were some like super proficient producers or whatever, like I'm just a dude. I'm just some guy.
Y'all should watch me mix and master a song.
Yeah.
It is me tweaking this one thing, export, and then I bring it into another project, export. That takes like 10 minutes. I'm scrolling Instagram.
Yeah.
Song is exported. I put on headphones, listen to it. Okay, because I boosted the guitar 5 dB, I now have to lower this piano 5 dB. Hop back into the earlier project, export, scroll Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, I had the camera going while I was loading up a project, one of the like songs I'm working on for the album, and like in the footage, I was looking at it as it was converting. I'm like, did my screen freeze? Like it's just sitting there. And then I realized that I was just watching a video of a car that got flipped over on Instagram. And then I forgot that I said that in the video. I looked at the camera and I was like, oh, sorry, I was just watching a car that got flipped over on Instagram. And I was like, yep, that's my process right there. I think I'm gonna leave that in the video too. Just like,
dude, you totally
just
should.
Like 20 seconds of just blank screen. Like, what's going on? Where is he? And then I just like pop in from the corner, like, oh yeah, just watching Instagram.
No, it's so funny. Like making one minor tweak takes 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And you hear it and you're like, this is the final master. But one guitar squeak at 238.
Yeah.
I need to hop back into Ableton. You make that change, and then an hour passes because you've made now 5 changes. And you should have just left that in there.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's actually nuts. And also, you said it before, but the thing where it's like your first draft is pretty much going to be like exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah,
like
the Michael Jackson story.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't need to do that much more. It's pretty much there.
Yeah, it's just hard because like I love preaching about that. Just drop the music because you're going to make a better song in the future. But when you actually do have every part of the process, you feel like every part of the process represents you.
Right.
And if the songwriting isn't perfect, you're a bad songwriter. If the production isn't perfect, you're a bad producer. If the mixing isn't perfect, you're a bad mixer. And even if I'm just making a song for a YouTube video, I still, for some reason, have to have the mix perfect.
Yeah.
Because I don't want someone to hear it and be like, oh, this guy's offering mixing services and he mixes like this.
Yeah.
It's just difficult.
Yeah.
It's hard to get past that stage.
Yeah, it's very hard to overcome the perfectionism.
Yeah.
Because that's how I am too. It's like I'd sit there just arrange, like I'm taking 2 guitar notes and like, I don't know if I should keep these last ones in here before the chorus or keep them out. Like, I don't know. I'm going back and forth, like switching them off and on for like 20 minutes. Honestly, no one's going to notice that shit.
No one.
I just wouldn't even have, I could take that track out entirely. It's not going to make any difference. Because the thing is that's so weird to think about is when somebody hears that, they're hearing it for the first time. You're hearing it for like the 100 billionth time. So you're hearing all those little intricate details and stuff. When somebody listens to your song, I would say 99% of the time, they are not going to listen to it that closely to where they'll hear any of those details at all. As long as it's no like massive like click or, you know, super loud guitar squeak or anything that's super distracting, they're not going to notice like all the things that you notice. But hey, I mean,
but at the same time, it's like that is your sound.
Yeah.
Like you taking that long.
Yeah.
So I really don't try to give that advice anymore because I actually don't know where I stand anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, should I be a perfectionist because it does determine my sound and like that is how I make music? Or should I preach just dropping the music? Like if I started doing that, would it not really sound like my music anymore?
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I think there's definitely a middle ground where it's like work on the music like and be a perfectionist as much as possible until it hinders you from actually dropping the music. And then once you get to that point, then it's like, okay, you need to just put aside your perfectionism.
Yeah, I mean, this new song that I'm working on, it's been at 95% finished for, I think, 3 weeks. All I've had to do is add extra vocal layers on the chorus and the pre-chorus, and then I need to mix the solo better at the end, and I just haven't hopped into it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's stopping me from just finishing it, but part of me also doesn't want to finish the song because I do feel like it's my best song, so.
Yeah. No, I definitely get like that too with certain things where it's just like something like mentally is just blocking you from doing the thing and like just procrastinated like just because like, and it doesn't even really make sense why, but that's just how it is.
Dude, it's so weird. I haven't recorded vocals in I think 2 months.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is that'll get in your head and you're like, oh, well, like I haven't done it in so long. And like the momentum ball is just not rolling.
Exactly.
So you just are like, I just can't do it. That's like anytime I go to like film video or like making music or filming videos, same way. Like if I haven't made a beat in a long time, I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Like I'm going to do it and it's not going to sound good. And like you have all these thoughts in your head, but then once you do it and start like making music and working on music every day, you just get right back into it. It's just funny. Human brain is a funny thing, man. Funny little thing.
So those are the artists we'd collab with.
Yeah.
Thank you, Radi, for the question. All right, ZombieXLeader says, what was your guys' dream job when you were kids?
I wanted to be a basketball player.
Really?
I wanted to be an NBA basketball player.
Was that your only dream?
Pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. I think, well...
You never had like movie star or rock band?
Well, probably when I was like a little kid, I was like, I want to be an astronaut or like I want to be a firefighter or whatever. I don't know, like just the shit that kids say. But then I got a little bit older and I started getting into football, and then I was like, I want to be a football player. And then after I realized that I just didn't really like football that much, I loved basketball, and that was around like 4th grade. So I think probably football player was like maybe 2nd grade to 4th grade, and then they started letting us play basketball at recess because they didn't really let us play basketball before. Well, actually, so the first couple grades of elementary school, there's a playground on the opposite side of school because that was like where the wing for the younger kids is, and you use this other playground that didn't have a basketball hoop. And then once you get into like I think 4th and 5th grade, or maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, you're able to go outside at the ones that have the basketball hoop. And the park is like shittier, like it doesn't have as much stuff, but they have basketball hoop, and they have like, you know, the one that has the hole in the top and then 4 holes that the ball could come out any of the 4 holes. I don't know what that thing is called, but yeah. Editor, Jamie, pull up a picture of that. But yeah, like they have that, and then had a couple other things, like probably like a tetherball pole or whatever. And so they would let us actually play sports at recess. And I remember we started playing basketball because our assistant principal would come out and play with us, because otherwise we weren't able to play because kids would fight. Like we'd always like have some sort of fight break out when we're playing basketball. But the assistant principal came out and started playing with us, and I just loved basketball after that. Like it made me just love basketball. And ever since then, from like I played through with like the team in middle school, and I wanted to be an NBA basketball player up until high school, and then I didn't make the team in freshman year, and then I started making music, which, you know, thankful for that. But up until then, I basically wanted to be a basketball player.
Yeah, that's sick. Caleb was the same way.
Yeah, we were just having that conversation.
Really?
Yeah, the
Recently?
other day. Yeah,
that's sick.
Because we were sitting on the couch and talking about like the progression of basically wanting to be a basketball player, wanting to like play sports, and then being like, well, actually I can't do that because the actual acceptance rate for the NBA is so minuscule. Yeah.
No, I was the same way with football. I always wanted to be a running back. And then I realized I'm a pretty skinny guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I actually want to be a wide receiver. And then I think really in high school, like football was my favorite thing to do at school. Out of school was making music. But once I hit high school, I'm thankful for this because it led me to make music. But I realized I'm not going to be playing football.
Yeah.
Instead of like going through 4 years of high school and like really taking it seriously and then having my heart broken, or going to like some D3 school and then, just having that be a total waste. But
I mean, dude, I had a lot of kids that I went to school with that basically went through that procedure where like they play all through high school, keep the passion, and like they still play on the team. But like, dude, if you are the 6th best player on your high school team where the 1st best player is not even getting recruited, you are not going to the NBA. Like, it's so sad that I have to tell people that, or like that people have to be told that, but it is very true. It's like, unless you can literally like kick your ass into high gear and work so hard to become so good, like, because everybody says, well, Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. That's true. But if you are as insane as like a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant or one of those guys, very well, then, go for it. But if by the time your senior year comes around in high school and you're not already like absolutely cracked at basketball, you're the, 7th best player on the team, you are not going to play in the NBA. And the thing is, that's so unfortunate because I think that's what brought it up with the conversation with me and Caleb, is we were watching NCAA basketball on TV. And I was thinking like, wow, it's crazy how a lot of these kids that we're watching on TV are just going to go be like accountants somewhere. And it's just a wild thought. Yeah. And because they're like D1.
Yeah.
And like the Duke, starting small forward is going to be, working at an accounting firm in a year from now.
The Duke's small forward's probably going to make it to the league. But
that's the thing. Like, they're only... I don't know if like the Duke's... This is just an example, obviously. But like, I don't know if he's the best player on their team. Even like the best player on the team, he might not even get drafted because there might be, 60 other guys in the NCAA who are better than him.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, like just the margin for actually making it and going pro, probably what that guy will do is go play overseas. If he wants to pursue a career like in basketball, you'll go play overseas.
Yeah.
So, but like actually going to the NBA, the chances are so small. And if you are going to like a fucking D3 college to play basketball, it's not happening. And honestly, unless you just absolutely love basketball and that is just like your favorite thing in the world, and which I totally understand because I've been there, like totally play for the D3 team, be a bench rider for the D3 team just so you have the experience and like just you're around basketball and, you're getting basketball experience and stuff. But know that it's not going to, it's a dead end essentially, which is so sad that that's the way it is. But like professional sports are the hardest thing that you can possibly pursue.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to work in sports, if you want to work in basketball, then like I think that time could be useful. Like if you want to be a coach, then do that. But if
be a coach or like an analyst or something,
if you're putting all the eggs into like I want to be playing the NBA
pro player,
then I totally agree. I also think it totally hinders your development as a person if like you go through 4 years of high school and you just are the basketball guy,
right?
And then you go to college and spend another 4 years, and then you get out, you don't make it in the league, and you're like who am I?
Right.
I thought I was basketball guy. Yeah. Now I don't know who I am.
Yeah, that's the problem is like, well, also the thing is, unless you are the hotshot guy in your high school who is getting, scouted and getting recruited to colleges and stuff like that, like if you are just on the team but not like amazing, you are not. There's nowhere to go with that, which is just the sad thing. And like you said, that will just be your whole personality. And then imagine you get into college and you're like, wait, there's guys who are better than me.
Yeah.
So now I'm just like basketball guy who's not even the best basketball guy anymore.
Yeah. I think if you're having any of these questions, then, don't stop playing basketball. I think sports are like the most important thing at a public school, like doing sports. I think people who don't do sports
kind of fucking weird.
That's not what I'm saying. I think, just doing anything that's like a team exercise and then also getting real exercise.
Yeah.
But, like, don't quit. It's just realize, like, okay, I'm going to read some books.
Yeah.
I'm going to, like, start doing music. I'm going to
pay attention in class a little more.
Yeah, exactly. That's another big one, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing my homework. See how that goes.
And also evaluate, like, give yourself a real heart to heart. Like, look yourself in the mirror and be like, is this what I want to do? Like, am I going down this path? And if I am, that means I have to put in such an insane amount of work. Like, if I really want to go pro, whether that's overseas or playing the NBA, which is like honestly just such a minuscule chance, but there could be the person out there who makes it, right? But if that's you, understand the amount of work that you were going to have to put in. Like, you are genuinely going to have to sacrifice everything in order to get there, because they don't just hand out, $20 million contracts to anybody. Like, you have to put in an absolutely absurd, unimaginable amount of work.
That was my point. Like, if you are having any of these doubts, then I'm sorry, you aren't Michael Jordan. Like, you don't have the work ethic of Kobe. It's not like you're going to be out there spending 8 hours. Do you spend 8 hours from getting home from school just shooting hoops?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't do that, then
you're not obsessed enough.
I don't think you're obsessed enough, which isn't a bad thing. I think that's a normal thing. Yeah. You're actually a normal person. Congrats. You're not like a psycho who just wants this one thing. So, like, continue to enjoy it, because I think sports are awesome, but
totally
don't put your whole identity into it.
Unless you're 7 feet tall. Then you honestly, they're asking for you. They're gonna be knocking on your door, pal.
Yeah. That was a good question. ZombieXLeader. Wait, I didn't even answer it. Oh yeah, mine was football.
Yeah.
Football, but before football it was actor.
Really?
I wanted to be actor before I wanted to be music person.
What age was that when you wanted to be an actor?
Probably it was like middle school, elementary school, until I went into like later middle school and high school, and I realized that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
but
you realized all the theater actor kids are weirdos.
No, they're the best people ever, guys. Yeah, they're cool. No, that was like elementary school, but it was also mainly inspired by music, because I would listen to music and I'd look out the window and I'd be like, I'm in a movie right now. Someone's filmed me. And then I'd go on runs, and I wanted to be an action movie star. It wasn't like I didn't want to do drama, stuff like that. I wanted to do action stuff. So like I would run and listen to music and think like people are chasing me. So like actor was definitely number one. I still love, like, I don't know how to act, but I still love movies. That's one of my biggest passions. Right. And I still love, like, I would still love to do some acting stuff. So if y'all ever have any acting stuff, I probably would be awful, but I'd enjoy it.
Give it a shot, though. Yeah. Any Hollywood producers or directors out there
watching the Slodge podcast?
If you're looking for fresh talent, you got us right here.
We have zero experience, but we like it.
Yeah, we like acting. I've seen a couple movies.
That's our application.
I should be able to do it.
Hey guys, I don't really know how movies are made, but I like them.
I don't know how movies work really, but I'm talking to a camera right now, so should be fine.
All right, next question from Marmar. What are some artists that are popular that you guys don't see the hype or understand why people like their music? Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, not good. Taylor Swift, trash.
Dude, it's honestly crazy knowing how many people like Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
like
100 dislikes on this episode.
No, that's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah. You don't think we got some Slodgers that are Taylor Swift fans? Oh, I do.
And hey, if you're a Swiftie out there, totally chill.
Please don't dox me.
We're totally fine with that. We just leave a comment down below that says, "Hey, I'm a Swiftie," and then we'll know to ban you from the channel.
Dude, this is what I'll say. Taylor Swift, when she had producers and writers in her early days, when she was making pop hits, she actually had some bangers, dude.
When she had people doing things for her.
Dude, here's what I'll say, too. I'm trying to dig myself out of this hole. This is what I'm going to say.
Climbing, crawling out of the hole.
Please don't clip me, guys. Yeah. This is what I'll say. I think her last album, forget what it's called, worst
shit ever. Horrible.
Worst album I think I've ever heard in my life. I'm not even doing it.
It was so bad,
I am sorry, guys.
Like, if you sit there and listen to that music and you're like, yes, we need to have a discussion.
The production was bad.
So bad. Yeah, no. Honestly, even the production, not good. All of the beats and everything just were not pleasing to my ears. Yeah. Like, the production quality, Sure, like the vocals are
Production
recorded
quality
well
was like
and everything.
poppy, and that's what I'm saying. It was
Yeah.
like you can't listen to one of her songs and say this isn't professional.
It's like a bad song in the sense of like it's made badly.
Exactly.
Definitely that, yeah. But
everything that she
all
has
the
to do,
creative parts of it, horrible. All of the parts that involve like creative thinking and like artistic ability, really bad.
I'm sorry. I'm just I'm not even digging out of this one anymore. I'm just apologizing.
Yeah.
Like I've disappointed y'all, but I cannot get behind that.
I'm not apologizing.
Really?
You can apologize. That's fine. But
yeah, honestly, I don't apologize. Dude, it's just what was that one song? I'm gonna play it. Editor Zol's gonna play it. One song in that album is just
grinning like I'm winning. It's my birthday. Like
how, guys?
Who greenlit that?
How do you like this?
Who sat there in the studio with her, let her record that, and was like, "Yeah, this,
dude,
we're dropping this." And also the like, touch me while your boys play GTA or whatever. I don't know what the lyrics
I also
were,
don't like how she kind of goes X when her fan base are like 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
That's weird. Don't do that.
It's weird. I also don't like that about Sabrina Carpenter too, where it's like everything is just so overly sexualized. Like,
I mean, that's all pop music, which is sad.
Yeah, I guess it's just very sad. It's like, you know, the devil making its way into modern music. But I think that's just so messed up that like you're definitely cognizant of the fact that you have 12-year-old fans, and the majority of your fan base is 12-year-old fans.
And for them to sing that at your concerts is weird. Like I know that you're probably already in the comments, saying like that was only one song. She usually sings about happy. Like, yeah, I get it. Here's the thing, that was just a sub point.
Yeah,
that doesn't even really make me that mad.
Yeah,
what makes me more mad is that she's like basically #1 artist. And that was actually the worst album I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it was really bad. I think that's one of those scenarios where, and honestly, hey, I'm gonna go full on, just hating on all modern music, or not modern music, popular music, because I think it also applies to all of the other artists that are popular as well. It applies to Drake. It applies to Kendrick as well, because they're the biggest artists in the world. They will drop anything, and somebody is gonna be like, "Yes, this is the best thing ever," because of the name that's tied to it. It's the same way that if Nike drops an ugly shoe, you're like, this is awesome because it has a Nike logo on it. The same way that if Taylor Swift drops a horrible album, you're like, yes, this is awesome because it has Taylor Swift. It's not good, and it doesn't make the Nike shoe any better just because it has a Nike logo on it. Same way it doesn't make an album better because Taylor Swift made it.
Here's also another thing, guys. Music is subjective.
Yeah.
So for you to get mad at us that we're not really vibing with Taylor is kind of weird.
Yeah. And you're on first name basis with her too.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Taylor. But
T-Swizzle.
Little T-Swizz. Guys, put it on record. I love T-Swizz.
Yeah. After that whole rant. We love T-Swizz, man. We're Swifties, bruh. Yeah, so Taylor Swift, I don't really get that hype. I don't really get the hype on all the like pop artists in general. Maybe I just don't like pop music.
Here's my statement about that is I listen to that music and I think to myself, not my cup of tea. It's pretty like cookie cutter pop. There's a few songs that I like. I think Tate McRae, she's popping right now. She makes very pop music, but it's also it's cool. Like I think I like her. I haven't added a single song from her, but she's always on like the top 50. She's blowing up right now. And I listen to her songs and I think to myself, this isn't just like, you know, 4 on the floor with the snare with like these pop chords. Yeah. Like she has some interesting mixing choices. She's got a great voice. But I totally agree. Like Sabrina, Chappell Roan, all of these artists are just making kind of the same music, which makes sense, dude. That's how you get into top 50. It's like thinking of Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars used to be one of my favorite artists, like in elementary school. But
I mean, he was making absolutely amazing music,
dude. And he produces all of his stuff, plays all those instruments, like coolest dude ever.
That's sick.
But he's recently been on top 50. The songs that he made top 50 with recently are the worst songs he's ever made, in my opinion.
Yeah, which it's like K-pop and like whatever. He did that song with like Sexy Red or whatever. That was just like
weird.
That was sad. Basically, just making songs that are like generic cookie cutter songs now. Yeah. And like this stuff he did with like Sexy Red and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm a big anti super over sexualized music. Like, why do we need to do that?
Yeah.
Because I get that, as humans, everybody has like sexual desires and whatnot, but it doesn't need to be in the mainstream for like all to see and like children to see. I think that's where it's a problem.
Doesn't need to be on the radio. Also, like, explicit songs are censored when they say explicit words, but like they still just play the song.
Yeah.
It's like you can make
what they're saying.
Yeah, you can make a very over sexualized song and not have anything bleeped out.
Yeah.
Which it's just kind of weird to like see.
You're not like cursing specifically, but you're talking about stuff that is very graphic.
To see not even teenagers, but like children like singing those songs is a very weird thing to me.
Yeah, and it's very strange that from the artist perspective, that like we were saying about the Sabrina Carpenter thing, like that your audience is heavily like a younger audience, and that's the music that you want them to be singing and that you want to like the message you want to be promoting. And I get it that like a lot of people, the biggest thing that they say is, oh well, like I don't have to make music for anybody, like I don't have to like abide by a certain thing, like nobody told me I need to be a role model. It's like that's kind of what's going to happen. Like when you get popular and you have like a level of fame, you have a responsibility
not
to
only
influence people in the right way.
When you get popular, but all of these artists that we're talking about, they know that they have a younger fan base and they know why. And it's because they signed this record deal to become one of the top artists ever. Like they signed this record deal to blow them up and make them bigger than they could ever imagine. Yeah. And the fact that like they know how they got there, they know that they're making very cookie cutter music that's going to get them there. Like they're aware of all that. Yeah. They signed this in blood. Not really. We're getting a little dramatic.
They might.
We're getting a little dramatic here.
Might be in baby's blood.
Yeah. I think, dude, if you don't want children to be your fan base, stop making the same song 80 times.
Yeah. Also, the thing that I just thought of too is that bothers me too, because it shows a real disconnect with their audience. Because you would not go up to a child in person and sing like whatever Sabrina Carpenter is singing about, like over sexualized stuff, because you would be on the registered sex offender list and go to jail. So the fact that you are doing it through the internet or like through like the sound waves, through the radio, whatever, it's still weird. Like just because you are dissociated from it and you're disconnected from it, it's still weird. Yeah. Like, because you wouldn't do it in person. So that's my take on that. And I think it's very strange that people are doing that.
I agree, man.
Sex sells, though. That's what they say.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, what's y'all's opinion? Like,
what do you guys think about sex? You guys like it, or
or like
that's the question for the video?
What do y'all think about it? And also, like, what is it?
Yeah.
And like,
how does it work? And
how does it?
I've really never heard of it before, so like, I don't really know. I keep hearing that word a lot, but I am
curious to hear if we're just like stressing out. Yeah. If we're just geeking out, and then everybody that watches this podcast is just it thinks that's normal. I want to know if we're kind of not in the wrong here, but the outliers in this situation. I think it's pretty crazy if we are. Yeah. If we have these beliefs, but I want to know, like, do y'all think that do y'all like pop music? Do y'all like the top, like if you go through the top 50, which I did before answering this question, I was like, don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. Like, do y'all think that as well? And then also, do you think that is it kind of weird to you that the songs with billions of streams are very over sexualized, like female vocal singing? Yeah.
I think also part of the thing, our audience, probably a good portion of them will be like, oh, it doesn't really matter to me, because our audience is, I don't want to say younger, like we don't have like a young audience, but like they're not parents. Yeah. I think parents would be a lot more concerned about their kids hearing music like that. And like that's the stuff that you're hearing on the radio is like this kind of very graphic, over sexualized stuff. If I was a parent, I would be very concerned about my kid hearing stuff like that. Yeah. Because I think it's just, your kid doesn't need to be exposed, and children in general don't need to be exposed to stuff like that. But then also, I think just anybody with like common sense would also be like, yeah, kids shouldn't be hearing that. I mean, but also there is the argument of, well, parents shouldn't allow their kids to listen to blah, 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 blah. Like it's a lot of it is unavoidable, you know?
Oh, for sure, dude. You can't even turn on the radio. You can't even like walk through Walgreens without one of those songs playing.
Exactly. It's very true.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that was a bad question to ask us. When you say what are some overhyped artists, like I feel like we're both.
I think all of them are overhyped. Yeah.
Like, I mean, but that's very subjective because we just don't really like that kind of pop music, which is interesting because, like, I think if I lived I love 80s pop music. Like 80s pop music, like the dance pop.
Right.
All those.
And that shit is not super over-sexualized.
True.
Some of the songs, though, hey, I'll be honest, some of those songs are pretty wild.
That is true. To say, like, you know, to be an old curmudgeon, that's the first time I've ever used it. You love that word? It's wearing off. To be an old curmudgeon, that's a fun word.
It is a fun word. You're addicted now to the curmudgeon.
And to say, like, all these people are singing about awful things, and then to not, like, listen to 80s rock or listen to, like, old music or especially 90s and not notice, like, that your music as well had the same connotations.
For sure. And there's some throughout, like, all, you know, music throughout history, pretty much. There's some, like, you know, sexual themes. But I will say that, I mean, Caleb, we're just having this conversation recently, too. It's so much more extreme now and so much more normalized.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when rap music first started becoming a thing, there would be, like, chicks in bikinis, like one chick in a bikini in the background of a rap music video, and everybody's like, this is insane. How can they possibly be able to put this out and film this? And now, like, that's just normal. Like, every video has 20 naked chicks in it.
I mean, dude, the WAP music video, soft pornography. On
that's
YouTube.
Insane that they're able to release that.
It's nuts.
Like that, generally, I think in like the 90s or 80s, that would have caused a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, that would have been
sure.
a lawsuit. And I think it's crazy that like we've just changed so much as a society to where super graphic, super sexual stuff like that is just like a part of our culture basically now, which is disturbing a little bit, in my opinion at least. But yeah, it's just we've gotten so much more used to it, and honestly, just graphic content in general of not sexual nature.
That
like
is true.
I open up Instagram and I just see a plane crash and like 60 people die right on my screen. And I'm like, I just feel nothing.
It's
that's not
crazy.
human.
No, not at all.
So yeah, the world is a weird place, man. But we're all gonna die someday. So in time, all will be dust. So
that is true. I mean, we can complain about this all day, but
it's kind of an old man yells at cloud thing. So it's like, whatever. I can't control the state of music.
It's worth mentioning though. That's like
totally. It's an issue for sure.
That is how that's what we think.
That's what we think, man.
That's what we think, man. Pop music sucks.
Pop music sucks, man.
There's some songs that I listen to and I'm like, hey, this is pretty cool. But I will say all of the artists that are in the pop, they have good voices. It's like they're talented. It's just, it's kind of sad that they don't have the production skills to be able to have a little bit of originality in their music. Yeah.
Probably a better question would be, what mainstream artists do you think actually deserve the praise that they get?
We'll answer that next one.
I think, The Weeknd is the one that I'll say.
Yeah.
The Weeknd's very good.
So cool that he's been number one for so long.
Totally. He deserves it of anybody, for sure.
Yeah. I liked his new album. That was solid. But Dawn FM was really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah. I haven't listened to all of his stuff recently, but I just listened to that recent album and I liked a good amount of the songs from it. So
yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
He's sick.
His stuff is very sexual also though too.
True.
But that's kind of
it's kind of decoded.
It is definitely. It's a little bit more it's a little bit more cryptic in a way.
All right, guys, we're going to end on Götze's question. He says, do either of you play video games?
Nah.
I used to.
Yeah. I don't really play video games much anymore. But definitely, I've gone through, for sure, stretches throughout basically my whole childhood.
I played a lot of video games.
Yeah, totally. Like as a kid, I played a lot of video games, for sure. Yeah. Well, not a lot, because definitely my mom had limits on how much I could play.
Yeah.
But definitely big ones that I remember throughout my childhood. If I'm just going right off the top of my dome piece, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince on PlayStation 2 was a huge one for me. Very nostalgic game. I would just walk around Hogwarts and just cast spells at people and shit. That was a good one. Minecraft was huge. Stardew Valley, also huge. Playing 2K was a big thing. I remember I played NBA 2K11. That was the first NBA 2K that I played, and it was so much fun. The soundtrack on that was incredible. Those early 2K games, the soundtracks are like what kind of shaped my sense of music. And then also played COD with the boys for a while. I think it was Modern Warfare 2 or something. One of those ones. One of the Modern Warfares. Played that. Playing Warzone and everything. That was so much fun during lockdown. Also big Fortnite for a while. I know, like, I think it was like half of my friends liked Fortnite, half of them didn't. But yeah, I was on the big Fortnite grind. And then when I got here, we were playing a lot of Minecraft in Stardew Valley and stuff.
We didn't really play that much.
We played Minecraft a lot for like short periods of time.
Yeah.
Like there was one day where we literally spent the entire day playing Minecraft.
No, we did have stretches, which I don't know why I haven't played video games in so long.
I haven't either.
We haven't played barely any. Like you bought an Xbox and then you used it like twice, but I don't know.
We were using it early on. We remember we were playing Sea of Thieves for a little while.
That was fun. Do we have to kiss? Yeah, my games would probably be Minecraft was huge.
Big time.
Like Minecraft was all that my family really played. We had the OG on the Xbox 360. We had the OG CODs, the ones where it's like the worst graphics ever, and we just ran through those.
Yeah.
And my mom didn't let us play zombies for like the longest time when I was super young.
Really?
And I remember going to friends' houses. Yeah. And then they would be like, they'd have Black Ops.
Yeah.
And then I'd play Black Ops Zombies at their house like at night, and I'd be like scared. I'd be like, I'm not allowed to play this right now. It's like those feelings were always super fun. Also playing GTA at people's houses like that I wasn't allowed to play.
Totally.
But I was, which I'm thankful for. Like my parents totally limited how much video games I played.
Yeah.
Like I still played a lot with my brothers and stuff.
Right.
But
it's different when you're playing with other people.
Yeah.
It's more of an interactive social experience.
But I played mostly outside. Yeah. Like
Same.
Middle school, elementary school, like just hanging out in the neighborhood. Those are some of the best memories ever, man.
Riding
going
your
over
bike
to
around.
Yeah, riding your bike, going to the field and like playing touch football, and yeah, they're just the best memories ever. But
hell yeah, dude.
Played a lot of video games with my brother, and then in high school played more video games like after school at night. I remember when Fortnite dropped. That was probably my favorite video game, like period.
Yeah,
was playing Fortnite with my friends, like the first season of Fortnite when it first dropped. When like it wasn't just Fortnite sucks. Yeah. Fortnite is awful now. Yeah, like you run into maybe 2 humans in your whole game. Bots, it's so many bots. It's so annoying. And then also, I think there's ranked now. Also, Fortnite's just Roblox. Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, it's like they're totally selling to kids, but dude, OG Fortnite was the best. Like getting on with the boys, having the headset on, some of the best memories ever. 2K, freshman year of high school, at our dorm, we played like at least 3 hours of 2K every night. Yeah. Like I got so good at 2K. FIFA was also probably one of my favorite games. I just love FIFA and 2K. I never really played Madden or NCAA that much.
I had a Madden phase for a while.
Really?
Well, I think it was like Madden 10 or something I was playing a shit ton. It was whichever Madden had the Cleveland Browns guy on the cover. I don't know which one that was, but one of them, there was a guy from the Browns, and he was on the cover of that one, and I played that one a shit ton. And just there was a couple other Madden games that I had like throughout the years, because I was into football for a while. But yeah, that was.
I'm thinking now. I don't know what was more fun: Fortnite OG Season 1, or playing 2K and going to the park. Like 2K, playing at the park, it would always be me, my little brother Wes, and then my older brother Caleb. And Caleb was shooting guard, I was point. And then Wesley would always have to be big man. Oh, yeah. So like he'd just be getting boards and kicking it out to us for threes, and he'd have to bury that. So respect to you, Wes. But
one for the team.
Yeah, but it was just so fun, like playing threes and playing people and like having streaks, man. 2K is one of the best games ever.
2K is great, man. I definitely had the experience of going over to other people's houses and playing Black Ops. Because I remember, I think it was on PS4. I had it. It was probably Black Ops 2, and I had the like disc game of it. And so I would go over to Cyrerson's house and we would play Black Ops 2, and we would always sometimes Logan would be there too, and we would all like play like basically like 1v1. And that was a lot of fun.
BO2, that was Nuketown. I think both BO2s had. Both Black Ops had.
I think Black Ops 2 was the one with the jetpacks and shit, where you could like double jump and like fly. I think so. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. But
I don't think that's BO2, because we had BO2 at our house. Me and my brothers played BO2 so much, because that was in the zombies. That was Transit, and then also Town. We'd play Town.
Maybe it's 3. I think it's Black Ops 3. Okay, then. It's probably Black Ops 3.
I might be wrong though. I haven't played in a
No,
while.
I think it's Black Ops 3 is the one I'm thinking of, the one that you could fly and shit. Because Black Ops 2, that was the earlier one. That was like the more OG one. But Black Ops 3 was like they made the graphics better and everything, but it was kind of a shittier game overall. Because I don't think that one had Nuketown. I think Black Ops 2 was Nuketown.
I think Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
This is all nostalgia.
OG,
I think one of the greatest video games ever made.
Yeah, purely on nostalgia, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. But yeah, that was definitely a solid era. I think it's hard for me. I think Fortnite is probably the most nostalgic video game era for me because like there was nothing else to do. Like it was during like pandemic.
True.
So like you would just literally like I would just wake up and play Fortnite like with the boys and like that was just all
I played Fortnite before the pandemic.
Yeah. A little bit before, yeah. Definitely. Because I remember I played my first game of Fortnite, I'm pretty sure was with my friend Henrik, who shout out to Henrik. He was like I don't want to say foreign exchange student, but he came from Greece in sometime in middle school, and he spoke no English. And I remember he came and they like pawned him off on us, and he was like the assistant principal or the principal was like, we're putting him with you guys because like you guys are good like group of kids, and like we wanted to be around a good group of kids. So he started hanging out with us, and like we were teaching him English. Immediately started teaching him swear words in English.
Really?
Yeah. But like the other one, I remember a very, very wholesome moment that like this was like straight out of a movie scene, and we were all walking down the hallway, and it was like our group, and like we were like, so somebody was like friends, and like taught him how to say friends, and that was a very heartwarming moment. But yeah, I played my first game of Fortnite with him. He like told me about Fortnite, and I thought it was cool. And I got my first win with him, and I'm pretty sure with Syerson too. Because I guess they had been playing together. So yeah, that was very nostalgic.
That's
and then
awesome.
just took it and ran with it from there. I was low-key kind of cracked at Fortnite for a while too.
Really?
Like, I got pretty good, which is sad thinking about it now. It's like,
I don't know, man.
I mean, you're a high schooler, so
yeah, that's just
play video games, man.
like you don't want to be the David Goggins high schooler.
Yeah, exactly. Because you just turn into a weirdo.
Yeah, lose all your social skills.
Yeah, exactly. That I didn't have anyways.
But you can also totally lose those playing video games like by yourself. So.
Yeah, 100%. I think definitely play video games with other people if you're playing video games.
And I think also understand how addicting they are. Like they're almost as addicting as drugs.
Yeah.
Maybe even not more so, but like they can.
It's more addicting than crack.
Yeah. Do crack, don't do video games.
Yeah. Video games, bad. Crack, good.
No, it can take all of your motivation away when that's really all you're thinking about.
Yeah, 100%. Don't let it ruin your life, guys.
But yeah, we used to play video games a lot. We haven't. I canceled my Xbox Live membership a while ago. I'll have periods where like I'll re-download it so I can play a game with my friends.
Yeah.
Like now while we're at the house, whether it's like Marvel Rivals, Cole's been playing a lot of that, or Caleb and I will play PGA a few times, and I'll get the membership for a whole month, and then I'll play for like 2 weeks, and then it dies down, and then I cancel it.
Yeah. We'll have like random days where we're like, is today a Minecraft day?
Yeah, and then we
we
never
just don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. At this point, there's so many other things that I feel like I should be doing rather than playing video games that I can't like bring myself to sit down and just play video games.
Which I think is honestly a good thing. Like video games, I'll always enjoy playing video games, but I'm glad that I would rather like work on this song or like go outside and work out or do this thing. It's like I find more enjoyment doing that. Also, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we are
adults.
That, and then also we are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So like whenever I play video games, I honestly like don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. There's a part of me that enjoys it, but there's always like 20% of me that thinks to myself, you are a worthless.
Yeah.
Like you think you're your own boss, dude. What are you doing right now? When in reality, like I spent 10 hours that day working diligently, and now I'm relaxing with little video games, but I still think to myself, like, you're not getting anything done.
Yeah. That's the curse of doing anything that's not work, is that I just feel like that anytime I do anything. I'm like, I'm just such a loser. I need to be doing something, man.
It also compounds when you didn't graduate from college.
Yeah.
So like college dropout, working for myself and playing video games right now. It's like, what am I doing?
Yeah, exactly. I think honestly, when you're in a position like that, you can't really afford to be playing video games all the time. I mean, obviously, there is nothing wrong with just playing video games here and there, and like just for fun or whatever. But like, it's definitely
how's that sun?
I have like
How's that sun
a
treat
ray
you?
of heaven just blinding my face. He probably looks so goofy on camera.
That'd be hilarious if it pulled up right when you said you don't like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's like God's like, yes, my son.
Yeah. The chosen
Yes. Listen to him, everybody.
Yeah, no, I wonder how this is going to look in the fucking editor when it's color graded.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be completely blown
Dude, you
out.
are blown out right now. All right, we need to wrap this up. Good question, Götze. Thank you for the questions, guys. Blow up that question thing. Answer all the questions you got. Get them all the way, man.
Yep. I also played Scribble Knots on the 3DS.
Dude, we getting into DS games. Hold up.
Dude, DS was so fun, man.
Scribble Knots. Pokemon on the DS actually might be my favorite video game phase. Also, my brother Caleb had a PSP, and he played FIFA on that a lot. And what we would do, I would just watch him play. Mm-hmm. But he wouldn't even play sometimes. We would do this thing called World Cup, where we would simulate the World Cup, and he'd have like a huge spreadsheet, and we'd have all the international teams, and then we'd just sim it. And I remember going to my grandma's house, and like him and I would lay on the ground, and then we'd just watch his PSP, watch a simulation of like USA and Switzerland playing. Yeah. And then like whoever won, we'd move them on to the next stage.
Hell yeah.
Like that is just such a core memory.
Dude, I actually used to do the same thing, but on 2K. Really? I would like basically make like fake leagues and stuff, and like fake players and like so fake teams, and then I would have them go against each other, and I would make like lists and everything. Yeah. Which actually, it's funny that like I think honestly all of you probably did that. Like Caleb, I know he's big on like stats, and like I know Wesley's really big on stats too, and you probably had the same thing. But I, as a kid, was always super big about like writing stat sheets for things. Like we would play basketball. Remember I was saying like 4th grade and 5th grade we would play basketball outside. I would keep track of everybody's stats.
That's so
like
cool.
In the pickup basketball game. So like I knew how many points per game and like assists per game I was averaging. And like it's so nerdy. Like actually the nerdiest shit ever. But like I would keep track of all that stuff. And like I would keep track of a bunch of random shit, like just random stuff, because I just loved seeing the chart with like all the numbers filled in, and it just tickled my autism in the right way.
PictoChat.
Yeah.
PictoChat was fun.
Dude, 3DS was awesome, man. Scribblenauts was a big one. Also, I had Madden on 3DS too, and Madden was fun because that was one of the games that I had in 3D, so I would flip on the little 3D switch and the ball would like fly at you and shit.
Dude, what was it called? I think it was a GameCube. I forget what it was, purple. And I played
maybe N64?
No, it was handheld. I think it was a Game Boy.
Game Boy, yeah.
Game Boy, yeah. I would play, it was like Mickey Mouse skateboarding and soccer. And the soccer game was so fun. Yeah. It was like the first like 3D soccer game I've ever played. Yeah. And like all different characters have different power shots and stuff like that. And then skateboarding was super fun too. I played that on the Game Boy.
Yeah. I definitely played the Game Boy for a little bit. I never had a Game Boy, but I think like one of my mom's friends had a Game Boy, and he let me play it sometimes, and like he let me borrow it. And there was that game with like the blue robot guy who like has like the cannon, like the laser, and it's like a platformer game. I don't know. It's a classic game. Like the character is like a classic video game character.
Portal?
No, not Portal. Like it was on the little Game Boy, but the guy like I don't know. I don't exactly know what his name was or what the game was called, but I just remember it was like one of those ones where you had to like jump through like the dungeon and like shoot the like bad guys and like shoot the little like exploding like bombs and stuff. And I just remember having so much fun because it was like a little thing that you could hold in your hand.
I'm also now thinking of OG iPhone games. Cube Runner, Jetpack Joyride, Fruit Ninja. I remember playing on all these on my mom's phone. Like when we lived in New York City, we'd be on the subway, and then my mom would like give us her phone, and then me and my brothers would take turns playing Cube Runner.
Yeah, Flappy Bird. Too.
Yeah, Flappy
that was
Bird.
A big one for a while.
That blew up when I was in middle school. Yeah, and all my friends would play Flappy Bird. Dude, there were so many like OG when I had an iTouch. Before I had an iPhone.
Yeah, I did too.
My friends would like download these games, just like the most random games.
There was like the Hill Climber one too.
Yeah, we'd show up to school like 20 minutes before school started, like when everybody gets in the cafeteria, and we'd all like huddle around and play our iTouch games.
Yeah, that's sick, man. I played computer games. Do you ever play any computer games?
No. Actually, no, I did.
I played backyard skateboarding on my Nana's computer because she had like a desktop computer. Actually, those are two, backyard skateboarding, and I played Star Wars Battlefront on my grandpa's computer, and that was that might be the most nostalgic game for me.
Really?
Yeah, because we had, like, my grandpa actually had the physical, like, thing, like the thing that had the disc in it, and you put it into the computer. And I remember playing that, and I honestly don't even know if I was playing online or what. Like I was probably just playing against bots, but it was so much fun. And my grandpa always had these little little cheese puffs, and I would eat these cheese puffs while I would play the game. And the cheese puffs, every time I eat those cheese puffs now or anything like it, it just reminds me of playing Battlefront, which just such a nostalgia.
That's
time.
so cool. Yeah, you said backyard skateboarding.
Yeah.
One of like core video game memories is playing backyard football.
Yeah.
With my brothers.
Yeah.
Backyard football, backyard baseball.
I played
Caleb
backyard
was
basketball a
huge
little bit.
backyard baseball guy.
Yeah.
We never played backyard basketball.
I had that one because I remember Tim Duncan was in it. But I don't remember much else about it. I didn't play that one a whole lot. Skateboarding was the big one. I got very far. Pop Tropica. You ever play Pop Tropica?
Oh, dude.
That was a big one, man. We played the hell out of that in
game
school.
was sick.
That was actually an amazing game.
An amazing game.
Incredible game.
Amazing game.
I remember playing that in school, and like before the teachers caught on that it was like not an educational game, and we would try to convince them that it was.
Yeah.
And we were like, no, it's like you can get there through cool math games. So it's educational.
Yeah, cool math games was such a hack, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Such a hack.
None of those games were math at all.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how it's still up too.
What was
Math
the
is
game
still
where
up.
you like ride on the walls and you're in space?
Oh, I think it was just called Run.
I think it was.
guy with the skates on,
Yeah, and there's
and
like
he would
run 1, run 2
yeah.
and stuff. I
that was
played
so
the hell out
sick.
of that game.
We played that so much, man.
Oh, cool, man.
I showed that game to my little siblings actually recently because they don't go to public school, so they don't have that same experience.
Yeah.
But I showed them, and they were all just on the run.
Yeah.
grind.
That game's sick.
Also, like the Papa's Pizzeria and shit like that too. Did you ever play those?
No.
I didn't really play those much in school, but all the girls would play those. All the girls would play the Papa's Pizzeria or like Freezeria and shit like that, and we would all just be playing Run
Yeah.
or Pop Tropica. Yeah, Pop Tropica is so incredible. That was actually like
Forgot
one of my
about
favorite
Pop
games.
Tropica.
Honestly, I would look up how to solve the levels. Like I would like cheat, and I would look up on Wikipedia like how to solve this level.
Yeah.
And then it would tell you go to this building and like retrieve the like rabbit's foot and like blah blah blah. And I would like do all that shit. And then I would get the little medal for completing the island.
Dude, you want me to take you back? Club Penguin.
Oh yeah,
Club Penguins, man.
Club Penguin was the move, man.
So fun.
That was like one of the most OG computer games.
Yeah.
I remember I had a friend who was like classic, just like middle class suburban family. Like his mom and dad were divorced. His mom always smelled like cigarettes. Was never really at the house. He had a couple older brothers that would always just like goof on him and pick on him. And like we would always like play like WWE 2K and like we'd play Black Ops at his house. His brothers could like play video games whenever they wanted, and they'd drink pop and like just classic like middle class American family shit. And that was, I remember going over their house was so much fun. And we were big into wrestling, like WWE wrestling. But yeah, he showed me all those computer games. Like he showed me like you remember the falling sand game, where like it would have like little sand and like the water would like go on the soil and would make the plants grow, and like you could do fire and then burn all the plants down. It's basically just like a black screen. And then you just have like different like elements and materials that you can like just drop from on the thing.
I don't think I ever played that. That reminds me of Pocket Gods though.
Oh
On
yeah,
the iPhone, I played that one a lot.
yeah. I think that's the same concept.
Really?
Essentially, yeah. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he showed me that game, showed me Club Penguin too. And I remember I was so big into Club Penguin. Like I got really into it after
Club
that.
Penguin was so
Webkins
cool.
was another one.
Webkins was sick.
Webkins was sick because you could get the little guys.
Yeah.
And then put them into your.
What was your favorite Webkins?
I had a little green frog.
Really?
That I liked a lot. I think I still had, one of my sisters probably still has that.
Yeah.
But I had this little green frog. And then I had a couple other ones too. I had like a little like black bear, I think, or something. But there was also not only that, but there was a Build-A-Bear one where you could put your Build-A-Bear guy into
We never did
an online one. Really? I did Build-A-Bear really only a couple times for like kids' birthday parties. Like they would have birthday parties where they would go to Build-A-Bear and everybody would make their own bear.
Yeah.
I remember that was fun. And there was a couple little bears that I brought into my world, which was nice. Also, I think me and Cole were having this discussion about computer games because he started playing Wizard 101.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Wizard 101? Dude, Wizard 101 was amazing. I
Never played that. Never played RuneScape or Rune.
I never played RuneScape either. Yeah, it's RuneScape.
Never played RuneScape.
RuneScape, the whole vibe of it looks really cool.
It looks sick.
Like it looks like a really fun game, and I wish I would have played it at the
Yeah.
time, but I never knew about it.
Yeah.
Just blinded.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up. Dude, we
Yeah.
got For the past like 20 minutes, I've been like, do I either close the curtains or do we end it? But I've been like, we're gonna end it right now. And then somebody says, "Oh, Club Penguins."
Yeah.
And then we're both.
I love that the question was, "Do you guys play video games?" And we were like, "No."
Yeah.
Anyways, 30-minute discussion about all the games we love.
Yeah.
See, I guess I do like video games.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm a huge video game guy.
I think it's more a nostalgia thing because honestly, I'm just like an adult now, which is kind of sad.
It is sad.
And I just don't have the same desire to play video games because I need to do real life stuff.
It is sad, man. I can't enjoy them.
Yeah,
it sucks.
I agree.
Like I do enjoy it, but only like 50% of me. And I'm like, I'd rather like watch. For some reason, I can watch TV shows.
Yeah,
and not feel like I'm wasting. It's weird.
I think part of that is because when I watch like a TV show or when I watch like a movie, I feel like I am somehow still getting something from it.
Yeah,
like,
and
I feel like I'm inspired to like do cinematography stuff or whatever.
Yeah, and you're also like, this is gonna be 40 minutes.
Yeah,
but when you play video games, usually it lasts like 2 hours,
40 minutes.
Yeah, it's 2 hours more.
Yeah,
I remember when we had our Minecraft phase, we would like get on at like 5.
Yeah,
and then we'd be on till 9, and we'd be like, okay, we have to eat.
Yeah,
so then we'd eat, and then we'd come back, and we'd be on till like 12.
We would just eat while playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely, I specifically remember one day where we just spent the entire day, like just straight up from morning until night.
You need that sometimes.
100%, yeah. I think so, because it makes you appreciate like just being able to work on stuff even more too. But yeah, video games, cool. I like them. I like video games.
Should that be our question? What's y'all's favorite video game?
Yeah. What's your guys' favorite video game?
Answer in the chat below and tell us when your
birthday is
in the comments below, and we'll choose our favorite date.
We'll choose our favorite birthday in the comments. Oh, didn't we say we're gonna read people's life stories? At the end of the last episode, we said we're gonna read whatever's going on in their life.
Yep. I'm so hot right now. I can only imagine how hot you are right now.
I'm just baking in the fucking sun over here.
I'm trying to give you an out, but you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm sunbathing through the window, through the blinds.
Dude, this screen time app is kind of sucks sometimes.
Dude,
but I need it for work.
I use the built-in one, and what's so annoying is that I'll go to like YouTube and then I'll click on this and then it'll say like time limit, and then I just do ignore time limit, and then I go to like type. It doesn't let me type because it doesn't register that I opened it. So I have to like go back and upload it again.
Yeah, it's almost like the phone doesn't want you to limit your screen time.
Yeah, exactly. It's always like wonky in some way.
All right, let's check it out now, Wings.
Let's check out what's going on in your guys' life.
He was super chill. He was like, immediately once he walked up to the window, he was like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna, if you got your ID with you, I'm just gonna."
Guys,
bro, we should start a podcast.
That's our favorite. That's our favorite podcast right there, guys. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the Slodge.
All right,
Slodgist.
This is what's going on in my life. Making music and hoping to release a bunch soon. Not sure if I should focus on the music or promotion. Making a TikTok, Insta, and YouTube account would most likely help a lot. I'm only young, but I'm extremely keen and want to pursue a career in music. Dude, that's from Radi. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you're extremely keen. I would definitely focus on the music first, and then after you've done the music and you have a good, substantial, like little discography of music going on, then worry about the promotion aspect of it. But definitely work on your musical skills first and foremost.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before,
we've talked about that plenty. Alexandra says, I can't be the only woman here. There's a woman! Female! Alexandra! How are you? I can't be the only woman here, but since but since you wonder how we're doing, fine, thanks. You're two really capable people, and the podcast is hilarious. Your content is keeping me inspired to do what I love and kept me motivating through some tough times, which is amazing. Thanks, guys. Dude, that is awesome. Thank you, Alexandra.
Yeah, thank you. We love you, but not in a weird way.
Just immediately make it weird. Thank you, Alexandra.
Now, we love all you guys for supporting the podcast.
Being a slouger. Slouching it up.
Slouching it up, man.
Keeping it slouching and... I know. My back is sweating, dude.
I am caked in sweat right now, man.
For the past, I think 40 minutes, I could have easily walked 2 steps over there and closed the curtains.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap this up.
We'll be done with this soon, yeah.
So what you been up to?
Oh, nothing much.
I don't think my brain's working anymore.
Yeah, my cognitive function has gone down from just being like cooked in the sun here. I think it's gonna look so funny at that last like 30 minutes of the podcast. Yeah. I'm just completely blown out.
I'm gonna try to do some color correction and stuff. Dude, I got swamp ass. Alright, boys. Let's wrap this up. Good day to y'all.